for it's again, and I'm here to give you the best of all news. So subscribe to our new TV. I'm also best subscribe, you like, you comment, your comment section, and so by clicking on the notification button for more news updates. So sisi a never share, may get your tokunu. And then hosem akwakoye bebre ewe adwaman sisi a obi a ekebi behia abofra behia pani de oje na wo kra na abusafo ono so anu dem na chese okebi ni nyina ene se eye time na NDC amanyoko no ewo opposition party no omo hwe niema bi ewo samami hu a omo susise na ensem fata mami di oman sika ebo ne ho bra omo chese mami di oman sika ebo na busua ode ne matutu akwan ko school ni ade enti abro omo ba abemu no chese omo ba be the ruling party in Ghana sisia no eye NDC amanyoko no eye yakase president former president in 2023 yeah and coming no or no HRS so oba abemu a oba be yi eye Chief Justice Gertrude Tukunu afiro ampa oba ewedi ne asem so sisi a eye mami Gertrude Tukunu abijafo so okọ court no oba e was a court eye ni fie court eye ne dem but sisi a no enya sa na eche okọ na oba ho sem akwakoye bebre ewe adwaman so when am so ama sisi a no abijafo ebi friend a disgraceful woman esa say no one sama APP no na nke ni kwa APP but due to issues and as a court one sensem I was ni nyina ba bonte kame na chese yenkoti nsem poti a ekoso ewe my Ghana mate emrasisia bedase
Chief Justice Gertrude Tukunu to office. In a joint statement on Thursday, August 14, 2025, they said the reinstatement should be done without delay. Now, I want to show you highlights from that statement real quick. Now, there it is. That statement's coming from the Bar Council of England and Wales, and then the Commonwealth Lawyers Association. It says suspension of Chief Justice is in clear breach of Ghana's constitution. Judges under Ghana's laws should only be subject to suspension or removal only for reasons of incapacity or stated misbehavior. And then decision of investigative committee, to permit petitioners to use witnesses instead of attending themselves to answer questions. That's not follow due process. And then the disciplinary proceedings should have been resolved in a timely manner. I know some of these things are very familiar for you, and if they are not, they very much resonate with what we've heard from the Chief Justice over time, how her family is not allowed in the hearing area, how she feels intimidated over and over again. She's taken a number of cases to court as a result of what she thinks is not a fair process for her removal. Now, and the demands from the UK Council or Bar Council is that the Chief Justice is reinstated immediately, afford her due and fair process in the investigation and determination of the disciplinary matters brought against her, provide clear and transparent rules of procedure to guide the disciplinary process, which must include the time frame within which the investigating committee must conclude the disciplinary process against the Chief Justice. So that's a summary of what we're hearing from the Bar Council of England and Wales and the Commonwealth Lawyers Association. Yeah, but I'll bring you some reactions from social media. I do want us to look at what the Attorney General is saying in response to this demand or these demands from the Bar Association or the Bar Council of England and Wales, and that statement came in the last few minutes just before we came on the air, right? And it goes straight to the point. So I'm going to read just a few for you. The government of Ghana acknowledges the joint statements express concern for judicial independence and commitment to constitutional governance within the Commonwealth. It is, however, a matter of serious concern that the BCEW, which is the Bar Council of England and Wales and the Commonwealth Law Association, issues the joint statement without first acquainting themselves, even in very basic ways, with the relevant constitutional provisions and the material facts of the matter. And on that note, They outline the material facts of the matter up until May 15, 2025. So I'll move on to point 6 on this, because that's where a response to the BCEW and the CLA come. It says it must therefore be emphasized that there has been no constitutional breach or executive overreach in the consideration of the 3 petitions, and these petitions are those for the removal of the Chief Justice. Applications for interlocutory injunctions and judicial review brought before both the Supreme Court and the High Court by the suspended Chief Justice and her associates, in an effort to restrain or halt the inquiry committee proceedings, have been duly considered and dismissed by the courts as lacking in merit. We feel considerably reluctant to mention that the sound, including the very words of the BCEW and the CLA joint statement, vividly clones the dismissed grounds with which Her Ladyship Justice Tokonu, and I mentioned this already, that some of the concerns raised by these 2 associations of the UK are very consistent with what the Chief Justice has been saying over time, very consistent with the Ghana Bar Association U-turn on this matter. And the Attorney General makes the same conclusions, right? Because he goes on to say that Justice Tokonu, the CJ, and her associates canvassed before the Supreme Court and the High Court. It is also important to mention that Justice Tokonu has presented similar arguments in her case before the ECOWAS Court, which the government of Ghana is defending on behalf of its citizens. That the government of Ghana remains strongly committed to maintaining the independence of the judiciary, separation of powers, and the rule of law. I would end there, because that is the crux of the matter. As the Attorney General fends off any suggestions otherwise to maintaining a transparent process being unfounded and risk distorting a constitutional process that is being conducted fairly, transparently, and in accordance with the law. So essentially, that's what the Attorney General has said in the last hour of the night. The concerns and demands by the BCEW and the CLA of the United Kingdom absolutely have no basis in the process against the Chief Justice at this time. I wanted to show you some of the reactions from social media. But what we are learning is that some of you are not happy because you see this as an interference, and I only have one question. Why? You think about that, or maybe the BCEW should think about that.
Judges and na akwakwo gu hono ma enti se NDC e de na asem kwa ene 7-0 kwa enya de a NDC amanyokuo nu etimi win case de biara da enti according to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama no kire se NDC nso ba ene omo nso ebe make sure say omo ye NDC inclined judges no omo nso e de omo bekwa kogu o se de be ya omo ne NPP eye inclined judges no ebe balance ewo ebia Supreme Court any other court systems ewo Ghana hanom na no ena after say ye de His Excellency John Dramani Mahama see so as the President of the Republic of Ghana there oye na afamu bia say sansema wo kan no ewo position no obetimi aye ni nyina pepepe enti edi ni see so a ena wo kire say amanfo bi e de petition makoma miensa abre ne say Chief Justice Maami Tukono abobra bi as Chief Justice ehun anase na emra emma kwan say otina adwam as Chief Justice no obetimi abosa abra na eye oboye no nti according to amanfo anase according to petitioner His Excellency John Dramani Mahama de beto won o kire say enkofo ne kire say Chief Justice ayusu o man ni sika ede ono ene ne ma atutu kwan bi a na ehun hia se oyusu o man sika ene ensem bebre ka ho akwa bi kura de in petition ba akwa chese ye de na asem ko pie mu o court no Maami Chief Justice etiatia na eni kwan se Maami Chief Justice etiatia nti asem no akwa ye back and forth ama asem ni ko pie mu o court asat na de asem no da so court ye nyanka ho asem yeye ɛno mpo nam so ma His Excellency John Dramani Mahama suspended Maami Chief Justice de another Chief Justice esi so a ɛno nso ho asɛm ɛbɛyɛ hie wɔ ɔman no mu na amanfoɔ bebree ɛna ɛwɔ adwenkyerɛ ɛfa saa nsɛm wei according to amanfoɔ bi no ɔmo kyerɛ mu a deɛ His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ɛyɛ no ɛyɛ ade a egu judicial system no anim ase amanfoɔ bi nso ɛkyerɛ sɛ ɔmo nso support sɛ His Excellency John Dramani Mahama mbɔmɔden na onyi Maami Chief Justice mfiri hɔ no na ɔmfa another Chief Justice mbra sɛ ɛyɛ obi support o sɛ obi support o ne nyinaa no ɛyɛ ɔmo ankasa personal opinion na deɛ nti a yɛka TV na nso yɛwɔ ha ne sɛ ɛyɛ UK foɔ bi aba abɔnten de nsɛm bi aba abɛtoto hɔ nom